What is up, boys and girls? It's time for another edition of Romeo and Juliet video games. Not gonna be able to see my face today, getting some technical stuff, but we are gonna play some Super Smash Brothers today as we wrap up some Romeo and Juliet. We are on Act 5. This is the final act of the play. And we know that by the end of all of this, that Romeo and Juliet are both going to die. Now, where we left off in Act 4, and what is important to note, is that neither of them are dead yet. You might notice on your quiz, some of you missed that question. If you thought that Juliet was dead, remember, she's only faking that she's dead. She took a potion by Friar Lawrence to make it seem like she was dead. And Romeo, the whole plan is that he's supposed to be told of what is going on. Well, unfortunately, in Act 5, Scene 1, Romeo is out in his banishment. Remember, he got banished for killing Tybalt, and he was sent away. And so in this, Romeo, he's just kind of hanging out. And he is waiting on word just of, how things are going. So his friend and servant, Balthazar, comes rolling up, to visit him here in isolation. And Romeo's like, hey man, what's the word? What's going on? And Balthazar, you got to keep in mind, he was not in on this plan either. Of Juliet's gonna fake her death, right? So he sees this funeral procession and thinks that Juliet is actually dead. And so this now creates a problem because now he has run to Mantua, where Romeo is, and basically he's like, I'm sorry, man. She's dead. She's gone. I saw the body. She's no longer with us, and that's pretty much it. And now we can see where Friar Lawrence's plan is about to fall apart, because the whole thing was, okay, let Romeo know that Juliet is only asleep. You're supposed to come rescue her. Well, this message hasn't actually made it to Romeo. So now what Romeo does is he goes and visits the apothecary. Now, if you remember from our character chart at the very beginning of this, I told you that the apothecary was going to have a very limited role in this, only appears in one scene. Well, this is his scene. And the apothecary, you can think of him as kind of the town pharmacist. Another way to kind of put it is, think of him as the drug dealer. All right, that's the most straightforward way you can think of our boy in this. And Roman goes up to him and he's like, hey man, like I need some I need the strongest thing that you've got to just take me out. And the apothecary tells Romeo, he's like, I can't really do that. The punishment here is death myself if I give this to you. And Romeo tells him, here's money. Would you rather, risk death, or, I can take care of everything you need right now. And so the apothecary gives him this potion that has the strength to kill, 100 men if they take it. So he's implying that, hey, you take this, you're going to die instantly. So, Romeo is at this point where he has now received this potion from the apothecary, and once he takes it, then he is going to die instantly. Hasn't taken it yet, but he now has this in his possession. So that is Act 5, Scene 1. Act 5, Scene 2, very short, only a couple pages, but we find out why this memo never made it to Romeo. It's Friar Lawrence, and Friar Lawrence has one of his pals with him, Friar John. He goes, hey, did you ever get that memo to Romeo? Ever get delivered to him? And Friar Lawrence says, oh, well, no, we weren't able to get it to him. And this is, kind of coincidental when you consider the times that we are in, is during that time they had the Black Plague, which if you study history, I mean, it wiped out almost like all of Europe during this time. And the plague actually started in the 1400s and kind of carried through into the 1600s. And so what had happened is the guy who was supposed to deliver the memo to the friar, or to Romeo, he got placed under quarantine. Sound familiar? Maybe. So he gets placed under quarantine and was unable to deliver this memo, and now Friar Lawrence realizes, oh crap, we have a problem here, because my memo never got delivered, and he realizes that this is not going to end well, and he is now running to Juliet's vault to try to intercept Romeo. So in the Nearpod that I had posted, what I'm asking you is a couple things. One is I want you to find a modern day news story of, in these times, somebody who knows that they shouldn't, somebody who defied the stay-at-home orders of business to stay open, even though we're supposed to be kind of locked down and quarantined, because again, the apothecary knows he's not supposed to give Romeo these drugs, but he needs the money and does it anyway. So I want you to kind of connect that to modern times. So you're going to copy and paste that link into your Nearpod if you haven't already. So this was Act 5, Scenes 1 and 2. And when we come back, there's going to be Act 5, Scene 3, our final scene. Take care.